What is up, survivors? This is Harv with Harv's Corner. Today's 101 Wednesday. We're going to be talking about the Arctic biome of the Genesis map. So we're going to go kind of like we did last week with the bog biome, but we're going to touch on the Arctic biome, the little things that it has to offer, creatures to expect, and so much more. So let's get on it. All right, so the Arctic biome is very cold. So it's set up as a medium difficulty spawn point. To be honest with you, the real harshness about this biome is the temperature. You're going to be cold quite often in this biome. Be prepared to have higher grade fur when you come over into this place. It can be very unforgiving. Now, this biome is kind of separated into two basic sections. Then you have a typical Arctic biome, what you would expect out of most of the Arctic biomes. Animals that you can expect to see over here are a little bit different. You're going to see the giant gorillas over here. You're going to see equus. You're going to see megaloceros, the sheep. You're also going to see ovis. Ovis are plentiful on this biome. We're going to see woolly mammoths as well as eutyrannuses. These are pretty typical with the Arctic biome. Therizzinos you're going to see out here. Therizzinos are typically going to spawn out here. We're also going to see the Calicotheriums and the woolly rhinos. We're going to see Argentavis. We're going to see the kangaroos. We're going to see microraptors periodically. That's really going to be the most harassing thing around here is the microraptors. Between the microraptors and the Eutyrannus, the RG every now and then, but typically those two are the ones that are going to be coming after you, annoying you the most. And obviously the wolf pack as well. You'll see Ankylosaurus out here as well as Dodecurus, but that's about it. And then obviously the spotlight of this biome, the unique creature to this biome, is the Ferox. If you want to learn more about how to tame that Ferox, check out our videos on Ferox taming and how to do that and where to find them at. So the middle of this map has a gigantic ice mountain. It's a big mountain with a trail running all the way up alongside of it. Most of your glitch notes are going to be on cliff edges. Some of them will be down at the bottom. Primarily the resources that you're looking at in this biome are metal. While it's not actually a lot of metal within comparison to the bog, you will find metal spawns out here. Crystal spawns are fairly predominant. Obsidian spawns are actually pretty common as well. Also stray oil rock, you'll be finding that around here as well. Obviously plenty of wood, plenty of stone, thatch fiber, stuff like that. You're going to find plenty of those as well. There is a even more dangerous side to this map, and this is going to be where this blizzard area is. This is towards the eastern end of the map. You're going to see where the rock formations have blasts of snow coming off them. The temperatures drop considerably lower. Visibility cuts down. You can't see much of anything down here. There are some missions to be had, as well as glitch notes to find down here. This place has the same tames in here. The problem is that it's very hard to see, and so it's very easy to get ambushed down in this biome. Now, this can be quite dangerous, mainly because if you're trying to tame Ferox, this is actually one of the best places to try to find them. Again, also makes it a very dangerous biome. I have not found anything that cancels the vision out in order for them maybe to be able to see a bit clearer out here. But what I can tell you is having things like a tech helmet or a Bloodstalker will help you in the long run. And as you can see, the low visibility essentially takes up this whole eastern section of the biome over here. Once we start to move back into the normal area, we'll see the fog clear. And it's actually quite nice out here. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of big major threats to worry about out here, which makes building and playing and surviving in this area actually a little bit easier if you can overcome the extreme cold. Towards the western side of the mountain, you'll see this little frozen lake that also has a couple of missions to offer on it as well. It is an actual fishing mission, but you can also fish down here as well. Saber-tooth salmon will be down there, and there are a couple of watering holes along the water to follow up the mountain that'll actually provide you with some as well. This is an interesting biome in the way that it's not quite as threatening as most Arctic biomes seem to be. it seems to be less, there's not quite as many Eutyrannus. It's not quite as heavy with things like that. So I would say, as far as aggression level of animals, that this is actually an easier place to play at in the bog or even other biomes that you could mention. The problem that you run into, once again, is the temperature. Now you will see, as far as water sources, you'll see that frozen lake that we mentioned, and also up the side of the mountain would be this stream coming up that drops into multiple waterfalls, and again, that is filled with fish in there as well. You will find small little tunnels throughout the mountain that have little cave entrances in them as well. And also where this place leads out, this is actually an important place to talk about, because this is one of the few areas that I know for a fact has them. Also note that these avalanches will periodically be coming down the mountain as well. If you're familiar with how things work over in the volcano, and I'm sure we're going to do a one-on-one on that as well, you want to watch for these falling rocks. They'll do damage to you, to your tames as they're coming down the mountain. Any downhill path like this is subject to that when it happens. Now I'm over in this area specifically because this area, and also down this path about down this way, but primarily this path right here, has access to something that I have yet to find on any other biome. If you pay close attention, you'll see these. They look like little stumpy cacti almost. But you'll be able to harvest cactus sap from these guys. They kind of work like the giant like the green cactus plants that you would typically find on scorched earth, or in a scorched earth sort of setting like on Ragnarok. That, so far, is the only way without mods that I've seen so far to get cactus sap. And again, you'll see these periodically up and down the pass, but they're small, so you really got to pay attention to them. Thankfully, the color kind of stands out in front of everything else, but that is where you'll gain cactus sap from. As far as X creatures are concerned, you're going to see X rhinos, you'll see X ankylos, X Eutyrannus, and a few others as well. And here you have one of the avalanches coming downhill. Most of the paths that are running downhill, if you hear an avalanche, it means it's coming down for you. Kicks up visibility, but again, those rocks do damage to you as they come down the hill, so you don't want to be caught up in that. If you were already in the bog before you came over here, and you came over here with something like a Bloodstalker, then I would say you're probably pretty set. The vision of the Bloodstalker is going to help you out significantly, and also help you out with mobility around the place. If not, if you find out, and I have a few people that I've talked to that I think feel this way, but starting off in Genesis in the bog can be rather rough. If you can hang out long enough in the bog to get some resources enough to buy maybe some fur from the Helena companion, you could in turn use that to make some fur armor and come right over here. The other option would be to try to tough it out, get over here and maybe kill something that offers you fur, but once you access fur armor, I think coming over here, if you're finding the bog a fairly hard place to start, I would recommend trying that as well. You will periodically find small caves like this that open up. Coming down into these caves, you'll see these glowing crystals that can't seem to be able to be harvestable, but they do illuminate and open up to little areas like this. There's not a whole lot going on in these areas. I think it's kind of meant to be a cut through to another area, but this is also a really safe plot to build in if you're starting off over here, to get down here and get situated before you go anywhere else. As you can see, it doesn't appear that anything down here in these tunnels is actually harvestable, with the exception of the plant life here for either berries or fiber. But all in all, something like this would actually be really easy to start off inside of. And these cave entrances can be found periodically around the biome in general, but though if you're looking for this specific one, you're looking at 76.7, 28.0. That's this end of the entrance. We can go around to the other side and give you that one as well. And the other side is 78, 28.2. At any rate, there's a few of them around here, but if you're looking for that specific one, that's where to find it. Also, this avalanche little alleyway that we talked about before, if you're looking for coordinates for that one, you're looking at 76.0, 26.1 generally, and that'll pretty much put you right here on the slope. You'll find those little cacti up and down this slope, but you'll also find them up and down this path, I've noticed too. And honestly, the more I wander around when I'm playing out here, the more I actually see them. You can harvest them if you have access to a chainsaw. You can totally use a chainsaw to harvest them as well. There's a lot of decent flat area to build out here, and like I said, because it's not too terrible against certain animals out here, survivability is a little bit easier as far as surviving against other creatures goes. While aesthetically parts of it may look very similar to a lot of other Arctic biomes that we've seen so far in ARK maps, I think this one offers a bit more. It's significantly bigger than any ARK biome that we've seen so far. It's significantly more diverse as far as what creatures we're going to see show up there. Has a bit more resources than what we're normally accustomed to, and is actually, in my opinion, easier to play in than the bog is. I would assume that the reasoning behind the bog being an easy spawn with the Arctic being a medium is surely because of the temperature. But that's about it, guys. That's the ARK 101 we're going to do for this week. Next week, we're going to slowly kind of go through all the biomes of Genesis. But if there is something specifically that you're having problems with, having a hard time with, feel free to shoot a comment here, and I'll try to address it as soon as possible. We're always trying to figure out what we should put forward for the next 101 segments. But yeah, if you liked it, please throw me a like, please throw me a subscribe, and comment, share the video out, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to follow me here, follow me on Twitter, and also on Twitch. We live stream Friday and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on our Genesis PvE server. And as always, until next time.